the WNBA continues to get the kind of attention they shouldn't want. All right, again, Colin Cowherd is making a point to talk about the WNBA again. He does it now multiple times a week, but only when it comes to one player, or in this case, one player and what it is the rest of the league is doing.
Hey, sports fans, culture junkies, and anyone who loves a good underdog story, buckle up. If you're not already glued to the drama unfolding in the WNBA, this video is about to light a fire under you. Hit that subscribe button, smash the like, and share this with your crew, because we're diving deep into the saga of Caitlin Clark, the WNBA's golden goose.
Caitlin Clark finished 9th in player voting. In fact, she finished behind one of her own teammates in player voting. The pettiness has no bounds. For years, the WNBA players were pointing fingers. They were saying people are sexist, we're not being promoted, we're
and why the league seems hell-bent on sabotaging its biggest star.
Appreciated, and then they get the golden goose, and they don't like what it looks like. When the wave hits, ride it. They wanted to fly private. They wanted to be more popular. They wanted sold-out arenas. They got it. I wouldn't have guessed that Caitlin Clark would be this.
This isn't just basketball. It's a battle for the soul of a league, and the stakes couldn't be higher. Let's get into it.
Clearly them cutting her down, because when you look at fan voting, obviously Clark is one, right? Because she has the most fans in the league. So that clearly biased. You go to the media voting.
She was 3.
She was 3 cents.
I agree. She's not having the best of years this year. She's actually, her shooting is down.
Exactly.
There's been a number of situations that she's just not played her best ball. But she is still much,
Colin Cowherd, the loudest megaphone in sports talk, is at it again, dropping truth bombs that have the WNBA squirming. He's not just stirring the pot, he's flipping it over, exposing a league that's fumbling the biggest opportunity in its history.
A university professor in finance looked up the value of Caitlin Clark for the WNBA. This is insane. So this year,
At the center of this storm is Caitlin Clark, the Indiana Fever's rookie phenom who's rewriting the rules of women's basketball. But instead of rolling out the red carpet, the WNBA seems to be laying landmines. Trade rumors? Really? Trading the face of the franchise? The player who's packing arenas and spiking TV ratings? That's not just dumb. It's a 5-alarm fire for a league that's been begging for this kind of spotlight. Let's set the scene. For years, the WNBA has been shouting into the void. We're not getting the coverage we deserve. The media's sexist. The fans don't care. Then along comes Caitlin Clark, straight out of Iowa. A sharpshooting, record-breaking, jersey-selling supernova. She's not just playing ball. She's carrying the league's relevance on her 22-year-old shoulders. Full arenas, private charters, skyrocketing viewership. Clark delivered it all. A finance professor crunched the numbers. As a rookie on the worst team in the league, she drove over 12% of the WNBA's economic activity. Let that sink in. One player, one season, 12%. Add to that an 8-year, $128 million Nike deal, and you've got a walking, talking movement. She's not just a player. She's the engine powering the WNBA's biggest moment ever. So what does the league do with this gift? They fumble it, hard. Clark finished 9th in player voting for the All-Star game, behind one of her own teammates. 9th. If that doesn't scream petty, I don't know what does. The fans? They voted her number 1. The media? Number 3. But the players, the ones who see her up close, ranked her 9th. That's not a basketball decision. That's a political one. It's resentment dressed up as a vote, and it's just the tip of the iceberg. If this is making your blood boil, drop a comment below and tell us what you think, because this story's only getting wilder. Let's talk about the court. Clark's out there getting double-teamed at three-quarter court, taking elbows that don't get called, and playing through a quad strain that's got her sidelined for now. And what's the response from her team, her coach, her league? Crickets. Or worse, benchings, questionable substitutions, and a coach whose resume reads like a playbook for passive-aggressive vendettas. This isn't coaching, it's containment. The Indiana Fever's head coach, Christy Sides, has been under fire for decisions that feel less about strategy and more about keeping Clark in check. Remember that game where Clark got poked in the eye and the bench acted like it was just another Tuesday? That's not an accident, it's a pattern. And it's not just about one coach. It's about a system that's rattled by what Clark represents: disruption, power, and a new era the WNBA isn't ready to embrace. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and join the conversation. We're breaking down the biggest stories in sports. Why the resistance? Let's get real. Clark walked into the league as a rookie, no break, just buckets, and instantly became the most watched, most discussed, most marketable name in women's basketball. Her jerseys were outselling veterans before she even laced up. That kind of star power doesn't just shift the spotlight. It flips the whole script. For a league built on collective identity, on grinding for respect, Clark's meteoric rise is a threat to the status quo. She's not just a player, she's leverage. And when you can't control a star, what do? You sideline her. You smile for the cameras, toss out buzzwords like team fit or development, and pretend it's all part of the plan. But we're not buying it. The fans aren't buying it. Are you seeing this too? Share this video with someone who needs to hear it, because the WNBA is playing a dangerous game. This isn't just about Clark's stat line. Though let's be clear, her shooting's down this year, and she's had her struggles. But who wouldn't? When you're carrying the weight of a franchise, dodging uncalled fouls, and navigating a locker room where some teammates treat you like you're radioactive. This is about a league that begged for relevance and now doesn't know how to handle it. Clark's the reason your cousin, who never watched a WNBA game, knows who the Indiana Fever are. She's the reason sponsors are lining up, TV deals are growing, and arenas are buzzing. And yet, the refs don't give her a fair whistle. The front office hires coaches who seem more interested in clipping her wings than helping her soar, and the league watches its ratings dip when she's out with that quad strain. Want to know what happens next? Stick around, because we're not done. Let's talk about the coach. Christy Sides wasn't hired to unleash Clark's potential. She was brought in to manage it down. Her track record shows it. Questionable rotations, benching Clark at critical moments, and a game plan that sometimes feels designed to keep the rookie in a box. This isn't about developing a young player. It's about control. The WNBA's old guard, veterans who've toiled for years, players who've fought for every scrap of attention, see Clark's rise and feel the ground shift. She's not just stealing the show. She's rewriting the script they spent decades building. And that breeds resentment. Not hate maybe, but a cold shoulder that's impossible to miss. If this sounds like a conspiracy, it's because it's starting to feel like one. Drop a like if you're picking up what we're putting down. The numbers don't lie. Clark's impact is seismic. She's Steph Curry with a media frenzy, a one-woman revolution in sneakers. A single player driving 12% of a league's economic activity, that's not a stat. That's a legacy. And yet, the WNBA is playing politics while Rome burns. Every uncalled foul, every odd substitution, every post-game quote that sidesteps her brilliance, it's a message. They're not just benching Clark, they're trying to dim her light. But here's the problem. You can't dim a star like that. The fans see it, the sponsors see it, the world sees it. And if the WNBA keeps this up, they won't just lose Clark. They'll lose everyone who came with her. This is where you come in. Share this video on X, tag your friends, and let's get this conversation trending. The WNBA needs to hear us, and Caitlin Clark deserves better. Imagine this. The WNBA trades Clark. It's not just bad business, it's betrayal. Fans don't follow leagues, they follow stars. Clark's the North Star of this era, the reason millions are tuning in for the first time. Trade her, and you might as well cancel the season. The arenas will empty, the ratings will tank, and the sponsors will bolt. Clark didn't ask for this storm. She just showed up, played her game, and gave the WNBA the biggest ratings boost in its history. She's done everything right. No trash talk, no drama, just class and buckets. And yet she's labeled too quiet, too privileged, too something. Damned if she does, hated if she doesn't. The WNBA is at a crossroads. They can build a future around excellence, around a player who's changing the game and bringing millions along for the ride. Or they can let fear and politics burn it all down. Clark's not trying to be the league's savior. She's just trying to play ball. But the league needs saving, and she's the best shot they've got. If they keep sidelining her, ignoring her, or, God forbid, trading her, they're not just losing a player, they're losing the future. The fans, the sponsors, the broadcast deals, they'll follow Clark wherever she goes. And no amount of culture-first slogans will save the WNBA then. So what's it going to be, WNBA? Are you riding the wave or building a dam? Drop your thoughts in the comments, share this video, and let's keep this conversation alive. Caitlin Clark's fighting for her place in this league, and we're fighting for the truth. Subscribe, hit the bell, and stay tuned, because this story's far from over.
I'm not going to ignore, nor am I going to take my eyes off of what transpires with the WNBA over the next 2 weeks while Caitlin Clark is out with the quad strain. And the reason why is because, let me tell you something right now. I'm not going to hate Caitlin Clark or other players hate Caitlin Clark, but I will say this. I don't think it's specific about Caitlin Clark. I think it's what Caitlin Clark represents. See, it's no fault of Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark balled. She balled at